Hello.
Hi, Cerina.
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Well, first off, congratulations on Monika. I really enjoyed the film. I was very pleased with it. So I thought it was really exciting to watch that.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it was very good. So like I said, I'll start you with an easy question for those people who don't know what the film is about. Can you just give us the quick breakdown of what it is?
Yes. Monica is an action revenge thriller.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like does have sort of a supernatural element
Mm-hmm.
and a I don't know, almost like a comic booky kind of feel. Like it's an ensemble cast, and I think all the characters are really cool. It sort of sucks you into this world of a supernatural world
Right.
of trashy people, bad guys, and good guys out for revenge in the desert in Nevada.
Excellent. Now you play a pretty kick-ass girl in the film. Is it fun for you to get to cut loose like that on a film set?
Yes, that was incredible. Yeah, I play Monica in the film, and she is a kick-ass girl. She is Stephen R. Monroe, the writer and director, wrote a really cool character, and she's sort of emotionless and stoic and a badass with a gun and platinum blonde.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really fun to sort of just step into her shoes or her cowgirl boots,
Yeah.
and play that.
Now you shoot a lot of guns in the film. Did you have to do special training or preparation for that, or something that you were familiar with?
One of the first things I did, one of the first things that Stephen made me do was go through gun training.
Mm-hmm.
So I was at the gun range and getting comfortable shooting and putting bullets in and shooting and pulling them out, like all of it. I grew up in Vegas, Las Vegas,
mm-hmm.
ironically, in the desert.
Right.
When my dad has like an arsenal of guns. So I grew up around guns, but I didn't really love them.
Right.
I didn't really love to shoot, but I knew how. But Stephen really made me get comfortable with the gun, and I took it to a whole new level. Now I do. I feel totally comfortable, and it's fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So you and Jason Wiles, you guys were in pretty much every scene that you were in together. Does that make it easier for the performance to get to work that closely with someone so continuously?
Absolutely. I mean, the more you're in a scene with someone, the more you're on set with someone, the more you have time on and off the set, and sorry, not off the set, but like when the camera's rolling and when the camera's not.
Right.
You sort of get to know each other and build a bond, and then you can use that in the scenes. I think we really were genuinely. I had never met him before we started working together, and he's a great actor, and I think we are genuinely friends and had a good time shooting, and hopefully that shows.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it does. Absolutely. I thought you guys had very good chemistry on screen. So especially for somebody who's somewhat supernatural, we'll say. I don't want to give any spoilers, but
right.
So I'm curious what the shoot was like, because Jason seems to always be sweating, and you look like you're never sweating, but you guys are out in the desert. So what was the shooting atmosphere like? I mean, I know what Las Vegas is like.
Hot. It was really hot.
Yeah.
I mean, there was that scene out there in the desert, sort of like dream-like sequence when we're out in the desert talking, and it's like the whole thing was like ADR because it was just a sandstorm and it was windy and I don't know 115 degrees.
Right.
It was really hot. I don't know why it looks like he's sweating and I'm not. I know that they were spraying me to make me look sweaty.
Right.
But a lot of times it's so hot and dry, they spray you down to make you look sweaty, and then by the time the camera rolls, you're dry.
Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, there are definitely times where I look sweaty in that film.
Yes, there are some. But
continuity is tough.
I can imagine.
It's tough to keep, especially when it's that hot or that windy, and it's hard to keep the same level of sweat if you're, when you're shooting out of sequence.
Sure. How long was the shoot? Was it a quick shoot or was it a longer shoot?
It was or 3 weeks. Wow, why can't I remember? They got like 2 weeks in Las Vegas, and then like a week in like Palm Desert area.
Right.
And then we built the interiors on stages here in Los Angeles.
Gotcha. So I'm curious about some other things that you're also doing in your career right now. So I know you've written self-help books, a couple of those, and you're doing some columns on Huffington Post. How did that come about exactly? You know, how did you make the switch from just acting, so to speak, into also, you know, being
writing?
Writing.
Yeah. Well, those books came out a few years ago. I co-wrote them with my partner, Jody Lipper. They're girlfriend to girlfriend advice books. It's how to eat like a hot chick, how to love like a hot chick, and live like a hot chick. And they're silly, sassy, irreverent, but inspiring books for women. It's girlfriend to girlfriend advice on anything you could ever possibly think of. It came from just, I mean, I kind of always had it, like, my mind is always going, I'm always, like, thinking up movie ideas and book ideas, and I've written a few screenplays, but the books just, it came organically through our friendship. My friend Jody and I were, like, best friends in our 20s, and we were on a plane to New York for fun about 10 years ago, and there was some idiot on Food Network telling women how to eat fat-free, and it made me mad.
Right.
Being an Italian girl who loves to cook, but also being, like, you know, in this industry and, like, in magazines and things like that, and going through my own versions of eating disorders, it's just total bullshit.
Right.
And there's a lot of really negative stuff out there, and women are getting mixed messages, and we decided that it was time to have a positive voice about food and body image for women. And it just sort of, that idea, it was just came organically. We were like, we should write a book, and we should call it How to Eat Like a Hot Chick, and it should be all about eating pizza and drinking beer and eating cupcakes and feeling the sexiest ever. Right. And we started writing, and it was funny, and lo and behold, long story short, three books later, published with HarperCollins, we created like a little sisterhood. So it all came just from passion, something I really believe in.
Right. So I want to go back a little further in your career then. One of your earliest roles, of course, was in the Power Rangers. And I'm curious, you know, what the experience was like, and how you look back on it now.
That's a good question. How I look back on it now, well, first of all, I'm absolutely grateful to, you know, been a part of that series. It's sort of it's a childhood favorite of hundreds of thousands of fans. And when I was doing the show, I had no idea what I was involved in. I was 19, and it was my first series regular role I booked. It was just like an audition, like any other audition you would, you know, for any other film or TV show. So I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. I didn't really understand that I was going to be a part of the number one kid show in the world. Right. Because I didn't watch Power Rangers. I was a 19-year-old girl.
Right, not the target audience.
Doing different things, interested in different things. So I was just excited to have a job. Right. You know, doing what I love. And I played a little character from the jungle, and who was real sweet, and I made a lot of good friends, and I learned a lot on set. And other than that, I don't remember a lot of the day-to-day stuff just because it was so long ago. Right. I remember being really tired. It worked us to death. Early mornings. But so when I look back on it, I don't remember the details. I just remember, like, you know, being grateful to be a part of it. And there's a resurgence of Power Rangers now. Yeah. And I've been, you know, going to conventions here and there and around the world, and meeting some of the fans, and it's real sweet. And, you know, I'm honored to have been a part of people's childhood.
Cool. Do you get recognized on the street from that role?
You know, usually not. I usually other things, but usually not that. But just last week, I was in an airport, and this guy was staring at me, in like a really weird way. And he worked at the airport, and I said, "I'm sorry, is everything okay?" He's glaring at me. Like, it was a weird glare, like I did something wrong or something. Like, he was confused, and he cocked his head, and he was like, "Wait a minute, are you Maya from Power Rangers?" And he was like this 25-year-old, like buff kid working, like, I don't know, he was like a maintenance guy in the airport in Chicago. And I was like, yes, I can't believe that you recognize me from that. I mean, I'm a lot older now.
Right.
So that was one of the first times.
Very cool.
Moms used to recognize me because, like,
yeah,
you know, moms watching with their kids.
Oh yeah, I do know well. I have kids, and I know a lot of the kid stars these days. So even ones I have no interest in, but I know them all. So, and then you also starred in Cabin Fever, which was of course a horror favorite, kind of a cult classic, and a very disgusting movie. So, and I mean that in the nicest possible way. But what was that shoot like, and what was working with Eli Roth like?
Eli Roth is incredible. He's, you know, he's a genius. His brain works in like a way that not everybody's brain works.
Right.
I love Eli, and I'm grateful that, you know, I got to be in his first film, and it was an amazing experience. It was this little indie film that we all believed in, but we didn't know what it was going to turn out like, and the world received it just as wonderfully as, you know, as we did. And so it was an incredible experience to go from it being just this little indie film where we believed in it to, you know, it getting this massive release and you know, all over the world. And we're all still, you know, close. We're all still really good friends.
Right. So you've obviously starred in all different kinds of films. You've starred in numerous TV shows. How do you choose your roles at this point in your career?
You're adorable. I don't choose them. That's kidding. I'm kidding. I want my instinct would say I don't choose them. I just like take whatever comes because like as an actor you just want to work, but that's not true. I do choose them. I do. I am being selective. Like I want to do great work, good roles, interesting roles, different kinds of characters. It's tough though because you just naturally every actor is typecast, and so I feel grateful that like as I've gotten older, I'm still working, and I'm, you know, there was a time there where I was only getting like requests to do nudity and things like that, and I would turn it down, and so it was like tough to be turning work down.
Right.
And then not working, you know, that's always awkward.
Sure.
But I feel, you know, I'm out there every day, every week, auditioning and like for all sorts of things, pilots and TV shows and films, and getting really close on lots of things, and getting pinned, and then getting some of them, not getting others. And you know, it's a brutal business. So I have a great team, and I'm reading for really great stuff, and so I just hope to keep booking those jobs and continue to do better and better work.
Sure. So what do you have coming up next that your fans can look forward to?
I have a series of PSAs scripted, like irreverent, they're really like kind of raunchy actually, PSAs for the California drought that I wrote and produced, and I'm in a few of them.
Cool.
With my partner Monika, and they're really fun. So we're editing them right now. And so we're going to, like, there'll be a big online release.
Right.
But they're fun. Again, like, it's more of, like, my writing that I'm really enjoying, you know, like, writing stuff and creating stuff. And, again, I'm in a few of them. But there's other, like, you'll recognize Jordan Ladd's in one of them from Cabin Fever.
Yep.
Joey Kern is actually in another one with me. Chad Lindbergh, who's in Monika. So we got a bunch of, you know, friends together, and director John Fitzpatrick, who I did a short film called Skype Fair with, and we all got together on a few weekends and, you know, want to raise awareness for our drought here in California. So
very cool.
You can follow me on Twitter and at Cerina Vincent and kind of get updates on that.
Sounds good. Okay, well, I think that's all the questions I had for you today. So,
cool.
Congratulations again on the film and all the work that you're doing and your PSAs. It was a pleasure speaking to you.
It was a pleasure speaking